So before the video starts, two quick announcements. First off, I found myself a job. Secondly, I've made myself a new intro. I hope you like it. Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Streetender. So let's talk about casual mode for a moment, shall we? Why am I bringing this up? Well, it has been a couple of weeks since release now, since the Meteor Match update was released, and there's also the casual mode. And there's still a lot of negativity surrounding the new mode, in the form of various forum posts and videos and such. And I myself had the chance to play a lot more of it, and I did. I experimented with what it was like and such. I gave it a little bit more time, and I also wanted to see what the developers did with it, because I wanted to give them some time to get their shit back together, you know, to give it a little bit more of a chance, to allow them to fix the problems that it had. Because every time when they do a big like Team Fortress 2 update and then to introduce a new feature, like MVM was the same thing. It always has problems. Yeah, it always has huge problems, but after a while they fix it, usually. Right, and this thing was no different. So what has changed since day one? Let's take a look at what has changed. The first thing they changed was remove the penalty. Because day one, there was a penalty for leaving. And this wasn't casual. This was just a casual match that you play with your friends or whatever. Or you play by yourself, just trying to have fun, but you had a penalty for leaving. They did remove that penalty. They removed it after like 1 day or something, because it received a lot of hate. And they also allowed for more choice. Not only they allowed you to pick your game modes more, because in the beginning you only had a chance to like exclude 1 or 2 game modes or something, but now you have a chance to only pick 1 game mode, and now you are also able to pick your maps. You're also able to exclude maps if there's a map that you don't like, for instance. Like in my case, that would perhaps be Sawmill, for instance. Right, I don't really like Sawmill, so you can like tick it off. Right, you can now like tick off the maps that you don't want to play on. It does increase your queue time a little bit, because it will have more difficulties trying to pay up with other people the more you exclude, but you are now able to exclude things that you don't want to play. And you also fixed the queue times, because in the first like 1 or 2 days, queue times were insanely long at times. They did come out and say in the blog posts, which I thought was actually pretty neat, that they actually like to communicate better now, or at least a little bit better. They actually like announced a blog post and they said a couple of things they're working on, they're trying on fixing and such. And they did say that the queue times were a bug. They were not intentional whatsoever, because people are getting huge queue times, like 10, 20 minutes, whatever. So they were huge if they just wanted to get in a casual match. So they did fix that, and also what they did is they reintroduced the vote kick feature. So you now are able to kick that to one annoying like troll or the hacker, and try to get rid of them, you know. Still have the option to kick the people that are being toxic players, basically, you know. So those are the changes that they've implemented since a couple of weeks ago, since they released the Meteor Match update. So I think it has gone a long way. And yet, there are still a lot of negativity, a lot of people that are being incredibly negative. I mean, there are people that say that Team Fortress 2 is dead now. There are people that saying that they are threatening to leave Team Fortress 2. I mean, sure, see you next week. I mean, I do believe that this is very much like a vocal minority of people. The vocal minority it's a minority that is like very loud. It is like pretending they are the largest parts of the community that speaks out about it, but actually they are just like a small minority of people that just speak very loud. That's the vocal minority, and this is evident in a straw poll that I saw on the Team Fortress 2 subreddit a while back. I actually took a screenshot of this because it was actually a pretty significant straw poll, I think, and I learned a lot from it. This straw poll says, "Are you having fun with the new update?" It says as title. And there are 4 different options. The 4th being like, "No, where the hell are my pups?" People that are saying that we want pups back. The old Team Fortress 2, we want it back. Those people make up for about 25%. which is actually much less than you would expect, don't you? That is the vocal minority. Those people that are saying that Team Fortress 2 is dead, I'm going to leave Team Fortress 2. That is those are the 24.5%. That's about 1/4 of the total community. And then there are people saying that, well, sort of, I mean, it's still Team Fortress 2, and those make up for another 25%. People that are just saying like, okay, whatever, it's still Team Fortress 2, I mean, it doesn't really change. And then there are people, which I think I belong in this part of the community, people that say, sure, I think I'm having fun, but it's not perfect. And I think I belong with those people. People that are like, they think overall the idea is nice, but the execution has been done pretty poorly. Right? People that are saying that it will still needs work. And I think I see myself in this group. And then there are people, this is a smaller group, this is about 13%, that say, absolutely, this beats pubs, very much so, I'm having a tremendous amount of fun. So this trouble was pretty evident to me that, again, this is very much a vocal minority, people that are saying that Team Fortress 2 is dead now, people that's threatening to leave Team Fortress 2. So I believe that it's not as bad as it seems to be. People, if I look at like people that's up still playing Team Fortress 2 on the Steam stats, the number hasn't changed much. So I still believe Team Fortress 2 is doing pretty well. This is not going to kill Team Fortress 2. Now, let's talk about community servers for a moment. Because people are saying, there are people that saying that, oh, if you want pubs back, I mean, you just have the community servers. Just go there, you know. And then there are people saying community servers are awful. I'm in between those. I think community servers, it's very hard to get the game mode and the map that you want to play and still have like players on them. For instance, if I like look for the map Below the Bedwater, for example, I would really want to play that map, for instance, right? I look on that map and I see maybe like 2 servers running the map. One of which is a Sky server with 20 bots on it and 2 actual players, and the other one is just completely empty with like 150 ping in America, right? It's very difficult to get the server that you want as community servers, but then at the same time, and I can give you a couple of servers. I have like a list of servers that I would sometimes play on, and I can give you a list of like 10 servers that are pretty good to play on and still have people on them. So I think there are still some good community servers if you don't want to play the casual mode. You just have to look good. You have to look with your eyes. You have to look around good enough. There are people that are saying that there aren't any good community servers. You are bullshitting out of your arse, to be honest. So overall, in my opinion, I like casual mode, and I think if you don't like it very much, I still have community servers to play on. Granted, you sometimes do not get the map or game mode that you want. That is a problem, yeah, sure. I mean, and a lot of servers are pretty empty. But casual is not as bad as it seems. I think it still needs work, sure. I think there are a lot of things that you still need to do. For instance, one of the things that you still need to do, perhaps, is allow you to stay on the server after the round ended, so you don't have to queue again for like 2 minutes. That's one of the things that they could do. I think overall, as I said, it needs work. They need to keep working on this, and to be honest, I have faith in the Team Fortress 2 developers. I mean, they made MVM a pretty good thing, even though they are not working on that anymore. MVM was pretty good after a while. So I imagine that this casual mode is going to also be pretty good. But I think on day 1 the execution was done very poorly, and they just need to keep on working on it. That's my overall opinion about this, and I hope the Team Fortress 2 community is going to give the developers some chance to improve this whole thing. So that's overall my opinion on this, my take on this whole situation. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and take care, folks.